All right. Welcome back to the show, Optimal Self Live. Those of you guys that are here for your first time, welcome. We're so excited to have you. And those of you guys that are our regulars, let's get into it. Because today, again, we're starting the year. So we have a lot of people coming in. They need goals. We're talking vision boards, or better yet, action boards, right? We're talking about all these different things that what do we do? What can we get into to create a better life? How do we create our optimal self? And we want to always look to the future, but the only way to truly have growth is to reflect, to learn, to adjust, and then apply, right? We have to implement what we learn. We have to implement and adjust some of the things that we've been doing so that we can get better results. Because again, anything that I've done in the past, right? The same workout. I can't just go to the gym and do the same workout over and over and over and over. I will get some benefit, but eventually the body is going to come up. It's going to actually adapt, right? So I'm going to have to learn. I'm going to have to adjust, maybe rep schemes, maybe weight, maybe a different angle, whatever it is. And so I want you guys to think along those lines. But what I did is I started reflecting these past few weeks on 2021. And I wanted to go down. So I came up with 4 absolute incredible lessons that transpired, that I literally sunk my teeth into over the year, and that are now my absolutes for 2022. So again, you see those of you guys that are watching this, if you're listening to this, thank you. But if you want to ever see the graphics and those kind of things, jump over to the YouTube channel and you can see it there. And if you want to get into the private group where you get it instantly and you get notified and you get to hear these live as I do them, well, then jump over to optimalself.today. We'll get you into the private group and you can get them and you'll be the first ones on. All right. Those of you guys that are on, hello. Good to see you. So check it out. 4 lessons that will absolutely make your 2022 your best year ever. These are the lessons that came out of 2021 and now we apply them. Number 1, you got to sharpen your axe. What does that mean? Well, this means that you need to be constantly learning and getting skills, right? We have to be getting better. You've got to be constantly getting your skills better, sharpening your axe. And here's the great part about that, because when you obtain a new skill, when you get better, maybe if it's even something that you're doing, but you get better at that skill and you learn something new, you level up. And you want to know the best part is no one can ever take that from you. The greatest thing that you can be in this world is a learner, that you can just constantly be learning based, so that as time changes, you're constantly adapting. Because listen, money, material things, your freedom can all be taken from you. What you learned, the skills that you gain, can never be taken from you. Sharpen your axe. And it goes back to an old Abraham Lincoln quote, and I may get the numbers wrong, but it's literally, he said, if you gave me 4 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 3 sharpening my axe. Ladies and gentlemen, lesson number 1, sharpen your damn axe this year. Sharpen your axe. Lesson 2, take 1 step. So what does that mean? Listen, we talk a lot about our future selves. We talk a lot about having goals and visions and seeing a better you, seeing a bigger future for yourself. And sometimes it gets out of whack. Sometimes it feels so far away, right? So far away. And there's a great book. It's the horse, the boy, the mole, and the something or another. And the horse and the boy are sitting there. And the boy says to the horse, I cannot see. I can't see where to go. And the horse says, can you see 1 step in front of you? He says, yes. He said, we'll take that. You see, we have to take one step. Don't worry about how far something is or how big the goal or the future is. Just take that step. Because remember this, every single step gets you closer. But listen, you must take one. So lesson number 2, take one step. What is that one step that you can take? Just take it. Just step into it. Step into your greatness. You deserve it. All right? Number 3, embrace delayed gratification. This is actually, delayed gratification is actually my word for the year. It's a word I chose in our group. We all have a word for the year that we look at every single day. And mine is delayed gratification, embracing delayed gratification. But why is that important? Why do you think that's so important? It's because we live in a world of right now. Those of you guys that have young kids, understand something. They're never going to grow up and not understand Amazon, that they can just literally go on a phone and touch a couple buttons and things can get delivered to our door. Items, food, hell, cars, right? I didn't even have to go to the dealership. They brought the car to my house. You don't even have to do anything. You have the stuff that we used to have to do, we don't have to do anymore. You see, we live in a world of right now, likes and comments, but nothing great happens instantly. It's actually the opposite. Your true joy will come when you have truly put in the work and then the result shows up. That's real gratification. But we got to be willing to be delayed. We got to be willing to put the work in. Because when you're going for that body and you want that, in my case, one of my goals is age-defying health. And that each and every day, and as your clothes start to fit different and the slim starts to happen and that six-pack starts to show up, whatever your goal is that you start to see it and you know that work is paying off. It's delayed. You can't just jump down and do 150 sit-ups tonight and go run to the mirror, pull up your shirt and have a six-pack. That's not how it works. You know this, right? It's the same thing. You can't just get your paycheck and put, 10% into that account and then go check the account and see if it's quadrupled or doubled or 100x'd, right? It doesn't happen that way. It takes time. So lesson number 3, how to make your year great, how to make 2022 your best year ever. Start embracing delayed gratification. Put in the work. Because when you put in the work, then that's when true joy shows up. When the result happens, you really get that gratification. All right. And number 4, relentless consistency. I know you guys know me. You've heard me say this a jillion times, but listen, everybody's consistent. All of you, everyone in the world is consistent at something. Everything currently in your life is a direct reflection of your consistency to something. You either consistently eat processed foods, you consistently don't get enough sleep, you consistently don't drink enough water and hydration, right? You're consistent. We are. But it's not about, again, remember this. And it's not about doing something once. You can't just have one glass of water and think that's going to work. You can't just have one good meal, think that's going to work. You can't just do one workout, go to the gym for 8 hours. No, you're better off going to the gym 30 minutes, don't even go to the gym. Just get 30 minutes of great activity every day than trying to knock out 8 hours in one sitting. You see, when you hear it, you understand. You're like, yeah, that makes sense, right? But let me tell you something. Lesson number 4, add to your life to make your year great? Relentless consistency. Pick those things, find that thing that is going to move the needle in your life and get crazy, relentlessly consistent at it. Something simple. If it's just have that glass of that hydration cocktail in the morning, if you just have that, get relentlessly consistent at it. And let's see what these next 365 look like. Maybe it's a breakfast. Maybe it's a workout. Maybe it's standing in the mirror and high-fiving yourself every morning. Maybe it's texting your loved one or telling your loved one every single day that I love you. Whatever it is, get relentlessly consistent, because it's not about doing something well once. It's about doing it consistently over time. So what's that thing? All right. Our 4 lessons to make your 2022 the best year ever. Lesson 1, sharpen your axe. Go get those skills. Go learn something new and constantly sharpen your axe. Number 2, take one step. Come on. Set that goal. Set the big lofty goal. Get out there. But then even when it feels so far, even when it's overwhelmed, just take that one step. I had a guy on a group call today or yesterday, and he said he was so excited he wanted to share. Is he said, I've this year I promised to go to the gym 5 times a week. And he said normally, I'd always find a reason because I didn't know what to do. He said, but you said something on a call one time, and you said, doesn't matter what you do when you get there, just get there. So his one step is just getting to the gym. And every day he's got a workout in. Every day he's figured something out once he got there and did it. But his one step is just getting there. So again, what's your one step? Number 3, third lesson to make your year, the 2022, the best year ever, embrace delayed gratification. Don't look for a quick fix. Don't look for a hack. Embrace it, right? Understand that the work I put in today is going to show up months or even maybe years from now. But I'm going to keep putting in the work, because that leads us to number 4, which is relentless consistency. Once I take that action, I'm going to be relentless with it. I'm going to never let up. Once I take that step, I'm going to be relentlessly consistent, because that's where true gratification, that's where true results and outcomes and success lives. There you go. Sharpen your axe, take one step, embrace delayed gratification, and get relentlessly consistent. All right? And do me this favor. Get relentlessly consistent. If you've ever got anything from these podcasts, if you've ever got anything from a live or wherever you're viewing it, do us this favor. Get relentlessly consistent this year and share it with somebody each and every time you hear it. Because if you share it once, it grows and we get to touch more lives. That's what we're here for. All right. Until next time, get out there and be the best version of you.